Well, YouTube, there comes a time in everyone's life where they have to part with their animals, um, and that's just how life goes. So today, I'm going to show you some animals I'm parting with. What's up, YouTube? So yeah, a little grim intro to the video, but it's not what you're thinking. I'm not getting rid of everything. I actually just have some breeders that I no longer need. They don't fit my plans anymore. They don't fit my projects anymore. And I know that sounds cruel for someone that's like, oh, you should just keep them as pets. I could, but for me to keep them as pets, it takes up a lot more time and a lot more space, and I just can't do that. So I'd rather give them somewhere else to go. Maybe someone does want to take them and give them a pet home. Maybe someone else wants to use them as a breeder in the future. Who knows? But for me, I don't need these animals anymore. And I know, like I said, it sounds bad to say, but I have to part with these animals. So let me start through the list of animals that I have to part with, and I'll start with the ball pythons. Now, there's not that many. There's just a few, and I'll explain why I have to part with them and kind of give you an overview of what the animal is and everything else. So let's start with this guy here. So this is a pied male. The story about this pied male is he was sold to me as a female. Now, this happened when I first started getting into ball pythons, and I met up with somebody probably an hour away or so, and he said, I have this pied female that's inchy, possibly. And I said, dope, well, I'll take her. So I met up, paid $500 for her, right? And at the time, people were like, you know, if you get a pied female, you probably pay about $1 a gram, and that's probably about average. And I was like, that's great. So she was about 500 grams, and I was like, you know, I'm not anywhere near breeding, so I'll just get her and start feeding her, and then I'll find a male for her later on. That's what I did. So she got about 900 grams, and I was like, all right, time to find a male. The guy, I've never seen an inchy pied before. I've never had probed any snakes before. I've never popped a snake before. So this happened earlier last year. And I got this snake. So I never probed her, never popped her, nothing. 900 grams beginning of, let's say, August of last year. So it's been a year now. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to probe her because I already had my suspicions. So I'll tell you why. I got an inchy pied het albino, 50% het albino. And I was like, this is what an inchy pied looks like? And I messaged the guy and I said, hey, the snake you sold me is not an inchy. It may be a pied, but it's definitely not an inchy. He said, you sure? I asked around. The person I got it from said it was an inchy, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right. And I was like, you know what? I'm not feeling it anymore. And I was like, let me buy a probing kit because I'm no good at popping. And probing is the only way that I feel comfortable to 100% give me an answer on the gender. And got my probing kit, same day, probed. Guess what? Male. The probe went in this deep. And I even messaged the guy. I said, this is the furthest a probe has gone in my entire collection. Today is the first day I've had a probe. I probed every snake. Your snake is a male. He said, there is no way that's possible. I popped, somebody else popped, a third person popped, so on and so forth. It's a female. And I said, well, you're wrong. Definitely a male. So for an entire year, I've had this ready to breed pied male, normal pied male, just low white. And I can't get rid of him to save my life. I've tried. People have backed out. People have said, I'll reach back. Nothing. So I've just been feeding him for an entire year. He's just been chilling. And I don't have no use for him because I have other pied males that work better for my projects. So this pied male, he is low white, and he is going to have to leave soon because I'm running out of space for my males, and I don't want to take up any more space in the female breeder side of the rack, and I have to get rid of some males. So this is the first male that has to go. This is a pied, super low white pied. This is a pied male. I have probed him time and time and again just to double check, but definitely a male. So if you are interested in him, please find me on social media, Facebook, Instagram. and I'm on Morph Market too. I know the price that I have him is like $335 or something like that. But I'll go lower than that. So if you really want him, especially if you want him for a pet, he's super chill. He's never tried to bite me. He eats on the regular, and that's just the only reason I'm trying to get rid of him is because I really don't have space for more males. So if you need him, if you want him, please reach out, and we can work something out. Now, the next male, because that's all I'm trying to get rid of. So the next male is actually a pastel clown het pied. I got him from American Made Exotics, and when I got him, he was probably like 200 grams. Now he's like 700 grams or something like that, and he's ready to breed. The reason I'm selling him is because I actually got another male that works way better for this project, and I thought by this point I would have more clown pied females, or more combination clown pied, so het clown, visual pied, or het pied visual clown, or something like that. But I don't. So I only need one male for the time being, and I'm assuming by the time I get more females, I'll have offspring from that first male, and I'll have extra males to keep back that might be double visual. So this guy, while I might want to keep him, I still really haven't decided, but I do have him for sale. So if someone does want him, he's available. It's a pastel clown het pied. Again, I got him from American Made Exotics, so he is 100% het pied. I can give you all the details and everything. I've kept track of all of his information. So if you really want a clown het pied male for your clown pied projects, reach out to me. He is ready to breed. Like I said, he's about 700 grams or so, and trying to get him to open up and unravel. But there you go. Super nice. There's his head. Never tried to strike at me. Always eats good. Honestly, the other day I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try to pair him to a. So I actually have a pied het hypo female that's something. She's building something, and my pied or my hypo het pied male is not doing anything. So I was like, maybe I'll just put him in here, and you know, if anything comes out 50% het hypo, I'll just test it. If anything that I want comes out, and you know, whatever. But he didn't do anything, so I guess she isn't ready, or he wasn't ready. But as far as weight, should be ready to breed, and that's his story. Now let's go look at the next male. So this is a banana leopard clown, and here in the next week or something like that, I'll probably be posting his update video from his clutch. But he is also ready to go. Proven breeder. Had him for a year. Did great things for me. But he has to go. I don't have no room, and I have other snakes that can replace him. I know that sucks to say, but that I can replace him technically. So therefore, he has to go. A banana leopard clown male maker. So that's another reason he has to go, because the other one that I got to replace him is a female maker. So there you go. He might be sold by the time this video goes live, actually, because I actually had a few people message me about him, and one person seems pretty serious about him. So I'll obviously put it on the video on the bottom of the screen if he's sold or not. But for the time being, as I'm recording this, he is not sold. So let's go look at the last male. So the last male I just recently talked about. This is a super pastel inchy leopard double het clown pied, or clown desert ghost, not pied. And it was supposed to be a female, but it's a male, and he has to go. And I actually had a spot nose version of this without the inchy, so it was a super pastel leopard spot nose het desert ghost clown. And I already sold him to someone locally, so I'm really trying to sell some of these locally because of the temperatures around the United States right now. But there he is, super nice looking guy. I haven't posted him on my website or Morph Market because, like I said, I'm trying to sell him locally. But if you are interested and you are not in the area of the country where it's 100 degrees plus, let me know, and we'll work something out on him. But that is the last male ball python I'm selling, and now I'm going to show you some bearded dragons that I'm selling. So probably by the time this video goes live, I've already had posted them on my website. So all of these animals, if you, besides, you know what, I'll go ahead and post the inchy leopard super pastel, because what's the point in not posting him if I want to sell him? but everything else would have already been on the website the day this video goes live. So now I'm gonna show you some bearded dragons that I'm trying to get rid of as well, because I'm running out of space and I need to make room for holdbacks for the future. That's obviously how things go. So let's show you some bearded dragons that I'm also trying to get rid of. I know I keep saying that, but that's just how it goes. So if you're looking for some breeder or soon to be breeder bearded dragons, here you are. So the first dragon is Rita. I don't want to get rid of Rita. I don't, but I've had her for 4 years, and 3 of those years she gave me babies. This year she did not. I never paired her to anything because I didn't have any males to pair her to. The first year I paired her, so she was about 2 years old, it was to a hypo-transdunner genetic stripe double het Wiro. She is a hypo leatherback het trans het Wiro. I didn't get any Wiros, and it was because the male was sold to me as a het Wiro, and he was not. If anything, he was barely anything. He was a great male, awesome breeder. He just was not a het Wiro. And she, the second year, I didn't have that same male anymore. The second year, I had a different male that was 100% het Wiro, and I tried pairing her, and she actually laid eggs from the first het Wiro, the first dragon that I paired her to. So she had retained that sperm, and she gave me eggs from the first year's breeder. So that was kind of a bummer. And this year I didn't have a male for her, and I was trying to see if she was going to lay from retained sperm again, but she didn't. So I didn't keep her, or I didn't do anything with her. So now I'm just like, you know what? At this point, she just needs to go to someone that can do something with her, because she is 100% het Wiro. She came from biblical dragons, and she needs to be used for what she is. She is a strong breeder. She is a very good breeder. She usually lays about 25 eggs or so. The first clutch she ever laid was 18. The last one she ever laid, which was almost all infertile because she was trying to get rid of the retained sperm, was like 26 with probably like 3 or 4 eggs that were fertile. So that's how she is about laying. And as you can tell, she's not a very big girl. Where are you going? She's actually petite for her age. It's not because I didn't feed her. She eats great. It's just the fact that that's just her overall size. Not every dragon is meant to be a 24-inch dragon. Some dragons are only meant to be 18 inches. And that's just how it goes. So she is a very good breeder. She will be available. Now, the thing I do with my proven breeders, I only sell my proven breeders when they are probably 1 or 2 years away from retiring, because especially with her, since I don't have nothing else to do with her, I don't want her sitting around for 2 years. And I know, like I said, I keep saying this, but I know it sounds bad to say, but it's true. When somebody pays this much money for an animal for breeding purposes, you don't want them sitting around and not breeding. Nobody wants to pay that kind of money for something and not get a return on investment. So with that said, she does have to be sold, and hopefully someone gets her and uses her for what she needs to be used for, and that's to produce some Wiros. Now, the other 2 dragons I'm also trying to sell are subadults, and the reason I'm selling them is because I don't really know what I'm going to do with them, to be honest, but all 3 dragons can go together. They would make a great trio of dragons. So if you're looking to get into breeding bearded dragons, or if you're already breeding bearded dragons and you are interested, let me know. If you want to buy all 3, I'll give you a good deal. But other than that, all 3 will be on the website after this video goes live. So this is, or actually they'll be on the website before this video goes live, but this is Rita. Let's show you the next ones. So this bearded dragon is a subadult. She's probably, I would say, like 160 grams, 180 grams. I haven't weighed her in a while, but I got her as a baby, and I've been growing her up, and I'm just like, you know what? Maybe she wasn't a good purchase, because the male that I got for her, he is a nice looking male, but I have nicer things, and I have nicer females that work better, and I'm just like, you know what? It's fine. She could probably do better for someone else than she could here. And she is a hypo leatherback genetic stripe, 100% het 0 and 50% het and 50% het trans. So for me, I don't really need a translucent, but I actually kind of like having the translucent, because I'm not a huge fan of zeros, so I'm just going to give you that right now. There's a lot of people out there that love zeros. I'm not a huge fan of zeros. I am more partial to the wiblets, because zeros have no pattern, have no color. So in my opinion, that's pretty boring. Obviously, there's other people that love zeros. I'm not beating on anybody's door or saying, hey, I hate your zeros. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying that for my personal taste, I don't like zeros. Wiblets, on the other hand, they have no pattern and they have color. So what you get is complete saturation with no break in the color. So in my opinion, that's a lot better than a zero. So I prefer wiblets. So I got these zeros because I was like, you know what? People like the zeros. I'm going to try producing zeros. But after a while, it's like, I don't need to breed for people. I need to breed for myself. And I've always said that. Breed for yourself. Don't breed for other people. So I just said, you know what? They got to go. So this is the female to that pair. And I'm going to show you the male now. And he is actually spicy. He's not mean or anything. He's never bit me. But when he goes outside, he turns into a completely different dragon. And that's why I say he's spicy. So let me show you him. So this is the male. And I would put him on my shirt, but I haven't cut his nails in a while. And usually the materials inside of the enclosure will file them down. But he likes to just chill, so he doesn't move around much. But this is the male. Both of them are around the same size. I would say he's probably on the leaner size because that's just kind of how males go. So he's probably like 150 grams. But he is ready to breed. He may not be long enough to breed, but he definitely tries. He bobs at everything, and he's trying to do his thing, but he doesn't. He's too short still. But he is a hypotransduner, 100% het zero. So if you want to get all three, they would make a great pairing or a great trio. If you want to get this one in the hypo leatherback genetic stripe, make a great pairing for zeros. Possibly not getting any translucents, which is fine because while zeros and trans go very well together, people like the hypo zero stuff. People like the hypo trans zero stuff as well. People like the translucent zero stuff as well, but it doesn't sell as well as the hypo zeros do. So if you are wanting 2 dragons for your zero project, hit me up. If you're wanting 3 dragons for your zero project, hit me up. And that's practically the entire video. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything that I put on in the future. And as always, peace. No, that felt weird. You know what? Peace.